First question from a fan. Geelong United says, to Barry, any hesitation in playing a Russian sympathiser when you were a rookie in Mid-South in 1984?
You know, it was kind of scary back then when Bill Watts told me that, hey, I'm going to make you a Russian. It was a little scary, but when I just was in the business probably a year and a half, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And when I was a baby face in that territory, I couldn't do a promo. I couldn't. It was hard to do a wrestling match. You know, everything was hard. And when he says, Barry, I'm going to make you a Russian sympathizer. You're going to be with with Nikolai Volkov, and you're going to hold the shovel up, and you're going to tell everybody you're going to bury everybody in America. He says, you're going to have so much heat, you're going to learn how to work. So when he said that, I was so fired up, and it was like a light went on, and I learned how to work just real fast because you had to. And as soon as Nikolai and I got a little bit more heat on somebody, the crowds were coming in on us. And I mean, it was like it was so easy. The wrestling business all of a sudden came to me. And that's when that next year when I was there, I really learned how to work. So I had no, it was like, thanks to Bill Watts for making me the Russian sympathizer. It was great.
Your Demolition partner Bill was saying before that the worst right he ever experienced, he got stabbed. Have you ever?
Yeah,
You've never been stabbed, I don't think. But what's
I've
the
never
worst
been
riot?
stabbed. I was in, I think it was Tulsa, Oklahoma, or Oklahoma City, one of the two. And my memory's not real good on a lot of things, but I was wrestling Hacksaw Jim Duggan in a coal miner's glove match, and I was getting beat by Jim Duggan. Jim Duggan was on his way up the pole to get the glove, and Nikolai came out and pulled Jim down. And I ended up crawling up, getting the glove, and Nikolai was holding Jim Duggan, and I had the glove, and I was getting ready to hit him in the head with it. And you could feel the crowd starting to come down on us. And a cop who was sitting in the chair next to the ring, he took the chair and put it in the ring to help Jim Duggan. And Nikolai grabbed the chair and hit Duggan with the chair. And then I had the glove and I was hitting Duggan. And the crowd came and started beating up the cop because he thought the cop was in on it, helping us. And then people were jumping out of the second deck and coming down. And I told Nikolai, I said, Nikolai, we got to get out. And Nikolai goes, just a little longer. And we were punching. And I mean, probably 15, 20 guys hit the ring. And Bill Watts always had everybody in the dressing room. When that happened, they had to come out and help. And when they were coming in the ring, we were hooking and jabbing and knocking people down and doing everything and trying to get out of the ring. And then finally we got some help from the back. And they got us an aisle to come out. And I thought that the whole crowd was coming to get us, and we wouldn't have had a chance. But we were punching guys and kicking people and doing everything we could to get out of there, and we got out of there. But what was crazy about it is Nikolai and I, when we flew in, we got a cab, and we told the cab, we drove down underneath into the building, and we said, now we're going to have our bags in here. This is going to be brutal coming out of here. Now you make sure when we come running out of that ring, you be ready to go. And he was just kind of laughing like, Well, when all this was happening, we got in the cab, and I told the cab, I said, let's go. And there they had a ramp that went up out into the parking lot. And the cab was taking its time so long that the crowd got out to the ramp. So now this cab driver's panicking. We're getting up into the ramp. They're throwing bottles at us. And it's just a huge crowd. And I thought for sure that they were going to stop the car and tip the car because this cab kept stopping. I said, frickin' run them over if you gotta. So we finally got out of there, and we get to the airport, and the cab says, my cab, you guys got to pay for my cab. And I said, there ain't a chance. I told you, when we're ready to go, you got to go. So that was one of the scariest. There was quite a few of them, but that was one of the scariest.
Do you know what the problem is? Is that I've never known a taxi to go fast once you're in it and the fares and the meter's running.
Right, right. That's probably why, right?
Yeah, he's trying to get a few more cents out of you, wasn't he?
Well, I'm sure that he's not going to take another wrestler anymore after that one, you know.
Yeah.